Hey friends, welcome to our digital space.
On This Girl Life, we're trying to figure life out, and there's no better way to do that than with your best friend by your side. So join us each week as we bring on experts to help us navigate this girl life. All right, here are your hosts, Whitney and Kristen.
You're looking pretty cute in your glasses today and your little yellow sweater.
Thanks.
You are looking cute. That's how we're going to start the podcast off. Kristen is looking very cute today on TGL.
Oh, guys, I got my Target Happy Mama sweater on. It's coming live to an Instagram post to you today.
There you go. Welcome back to This Girl Life podcast. It's Whitney and Kristen.
It's TGL Tuesday, ladies and gentlemen.
And it's episode 27.
We're about to hit our strides into our 30s, and I feel like that's when the juice is going to get good.
It's gotten way better in my 30s, so I'm going to say TGL is going to be fantastic in its 30s.
Totally.
Yes, agreed. Kristen just asked me, she's like, what are we going to talk about today? That's like where we're at right now. I was like, let's just shoot the shit. Like, TGL today, just shooting the shit. Honestly, it's been kind of a weird week. You're never gonna guess what happened. I'm not even gonna say this as my nay this week.
Okay.
I got another ticket, and I called.
Oh God.
Yeah, guys, this is not even a joke. I told Kristen the universe something's happening, and it's just like not my month. And so today's guests, I'm just thrilled to have on because they were just so uplifting. But yeah. I actually, for the first time, when you get a ticket and you're like, okay, I can admit it. Like I was speeding or, I ran that red light. I 100% for the first time, and I don't get many tickets. I really don't, except this month. I will tell you right now, I did not do anything wrong. He said I did not stop at a stop sign, a place that I always go. 100%. I even saw the cop. And he literally, this is what gets even weirder. They were standing outside of their car and he flagged me down in the middle of the street and he stopped me in the middle of the street and was like, I literally thought to myself, oh, I can't go in here. Like something's wrong in this center. Like it's going to make me turn around. No, he goes, do you realize you didn't stop at that stop sign? And I was like, I said to a cop, I was like, are you kidding me? I was like, I go, you're joking, right? I was like, I 100% stopped. I saw you sitting here. So all I can think about or all I can blame it on is honestly, I think I did not stop for like the allotted 5 seconds or whatever. Like if someone knows the actual amount of time you're supposed to stop at a stop sign, I honestly think that's what it was. It was like
and then Whitney was getting all fired up and was like, I'm going to court. And I'm like, okay, I'm not your attorney, but I'm going to act as your standing legal counsel in this matter. Do not go to court to fight a failure to stop at a stop sign ticket.
No.
I was like, this was not worth your time.
No, I know. But it was such a reminder of, I don't even know. Like, I don't even know. It was just like the universe is farting on me right now. I just feel like it's blowing ass in my face.
That would be a dirty, dirty, stinky fart.
It has been, Kristen. This has been my life for like a month. Okay, literally I've been surrounded by farts and gas.
Okay, but the cool thing about today, guys, as much as I was hoping we'd get to talk about farts today on TGL, you're going to see Whitney pulls an affirmation card today in our podcast, and it just like sucker punches me and Whitney to the gut because I feel like it's exactly what Whitney needed to hear, and I just love it today. And that is why these people that we have on today are so awesome.
Yeah, it was definitely needed. This podcast was needed. So that's how we're going to start this podcast.
Wait, can we first go back and talk about last week? So last week, if you guys listened, we had me give organizational tips, but the kicker in the pants was when we asked all of our listeners to send us pictures of their emails or their notifications on their phone. Guys, I am freaking out because we had someone send us a picture with someone that had over 100,000 unopened emails.
Should we do that right now? Do you want to name her on here as the winner? Because we were going to announce it, but should we just
Well, we weren't going to call people out because we didn't want to make them feel bad. So make up a fake name. She'll know who it is because she knows it was her husband's phone
Okay,
that
so
she
this
shared.
person had 114,000 emails. So you know who you are. I guess we won't call out because we didn't want to like embarrass people. But I mean, I guess you did
Yeah.
send it to us. So, and we said you
But
could
we
be
also
your
told
spouse.
people we wouldn't. Yeah. And so we'll DM you. We're going to send you a little Starbucks gift card because you're going to need some coffee to go through those emails.
Okay, I also have to point out there was one other person which I was like, should we send her a Starbucks gift card? She sent me, she has one, oh, I guess no. Never mind. It was, the total was at the top here. I thought I had to add
Oh,
it
okay.
up. She had 92,000. So sorry.
Whew.
Sorry, girl.
Sorry. I would have thought 92,000 unread emails would have gotten you into the winner's circle, but not today, lady.
No.
I apologize.
So thank you for literally giving Kristen a heart attack. And I think the best part of all of it was all the people writing being like, I'm freaking out. Like, I cannot. We had people who were type A's being like,
Yes.
this is stressing me out. And I thought maybe I was going to have to stop posting.
We did get a lot of responses. Like, people are very polarized on this issue. And then I had a couple people be like, I only have 23. Like, can't I just be the happy medium between 0 and 1,000,000? And I was like, yes, you're just the perfectly sane ones that live in the middle and live in just the, happy area.
Yeah. Well, congratulations
I
to
can believe-
you. Some of us aren't like that. Okay.
Some of us we go one way or the other.
Yeah. Some of us.
But that was amazing, guys. I'm very excited. That was such a fun episode to do.
Yes.
And
I'm glad you guys liked. What are you doing over there with your mic? Kristen's like,
sorry, it's
dear God.
It keeps falling.
All right. Well, here, let's get into our favorite segment of the day.
It's Yay and Nay with Whit and Kay.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
So I feel like we can start 100% with yays and nays. I'm going to start with a yay. Do you have your yays and nays?
Yeah.
ready? Okay.
I do.
My yay, I posted something on Instagram just the other day, and I thought I was going to have such great response. For sure. I was like, people are just going to be like, yeah, I've tried it. I asked about butt masks and butt masking. Okay.
Farts, butt masks. Welcome
Whatever.
to
I'm all about the
TGL
ass today. I totally right now should say what
No.
I won't say it.
No.
Okay. Never mind. Moving on. Okay. I love a good butt mask. Okay. And I appreciate a good butt mask because every inch of your skin should be taken care of, Kristen. So I asked people and 0 people were like, had they tried a butt masks, even heard of butt masking. So today I thought I would share that there are tons of ways that you can mask your ass. Okay. And
Is anyone taking her seriously right now? Because
You
I
should
can't
be.
even look at her when she's talking about butt masks.
there are butt masks to fight like inflammation, to brighten, to like smooth out with caffeine, to help with like any cellulite. I mean, so many people like put on cellulite cream for their back of their legs. Why wouldn't you chew your ass too? Okay, so anyways,
Okay.
This is what I like to do. I like the clay, oh my gosh, what's that big clay that I always promote? It's blanking. I'll share it on TGL. But anyways, I mix
Okay.
it all up. I put like good stuff in it. Water.
So do you just like lay on your butt on your bed naked?
No, you don't want to get it on your bed if it accidentally like falls over or like you roll over or something. No, I just stand I'll like put it on before I get in the shower and like, it's just a great butt mask. Your butt feels so smooth afterwards. It's amazing. So anyways, my yay.
Sign me up, Whit.
Honestly, my husband, I was talking to him about it and he was like, I swear to God, don't post your ass on Instagram. He's like, whatever you do, just don't post a picture of your butt. And I was like, I'm not going to do that. I have class. Okay. No. So anyways, my yay are butt masks today.
Okay, I love that.
Thank you.
All right. My yay is one of my dear friends from Junior League just had a little boy yesterday, and I went and visited him at the hospital, and
Mhm.
I'm in full baby fever.
Really?
If it wasn't for my IUD that is tucked high and tight, I would be getting pregnant if I could tomorrow.
Wow.
Because and then So yesterday I visited this baby. He was 6 pounds, 6 ounces. I mean, to die for. Quinny was never even that little. And then I walk into daycare this morning and there's a brand new 3-month-old little boy. Like little boys are all over me. They're all around me. And
Oh, are you
I need
feeling
a
it?
little boy. I'm feeling it.
Man.
So that's my yay. All the babies. And congrats to my girlfriend. I just adore him.
Yeah. I love a good little nug. Little nugget.
Me too.
One day. Okay. So we can go into the nays, I guess. I guess that's the next step. My nay is whenever I have something to do. We live in well, I'm not going to give that away. But anyways, we're renting and we live in a neighborhood, and literally whenever I have stuff to do, for some reason the water gets turned off. Like for reals. I was just running our dishwasher and I was doing laundry, trying to get shit done, and I got an email when we were podcasting saying water was turned off. So literally everything shut down, and I swear this has happened multiple times.
That is horrible.
I know. Thank God I wasn't in the shower. Just saying.
Ugh, man. Just saying.
Yeah.
Okay, my nay. My nay could be an entire podcast, but I have a beef with people who are, without calling out people, I have a friend who is a blogger, and she is a very big blogger, has a huge following. And the other day on Insta Stories, she spent the entire probably 30 slides ragging on bloggers. Like,
Rude.
girlfriend, you have 150,000 followers and you're going to make fun of a different type of blogger. Like, she's in one niche, and she was just ripping to shred this other niche of bloggers. And then she asked questions of her followers to ask her followers what her followers hated about this other niche of bloggers. And then she was like posting the replies and making fun of with her other. I'm like, for you to be in this space and to be making fun of other bloggers, like, we're all just out here trying to do what we do.
Yeah.
And you're in such a place of power and like influence. Yeah. And for people to watch you make fun of other bloggers, I think is so disgusting.
I know. I just wish it's not a place to shred other people. Like, it's supposed to be such a positive place. And I know who you're talking about because we talked about it. And her space is usually so positive. Maybe she was like having a really bad day. Maybe that's what we should say.
It must be, because it's totally out of character for her. Yeah. And I was shocked, honestly. And like, I couldn't believe it. I was so upset about it. I'm like,
yeah, whatever.
You should be using your platform to encourage people to start blogs.
Yeah. You keep doing you, Kay.
You do you, boo.
That's what I say.
I will.
Yeah. And
I'm going to keep pushing people.
Yeah. All right. So today, you guys, we have Anna and Lindy on from Love Powered Co. This is an affirmation company. They basically took their personal development journeys and created an amazing box of affirmations for your littles, for teens, and then for moms. And I'm telling you, you guys, this is something that everyone needs. Everyone needs on your baby register. Like, registry. Sorry. It's something so powerful. So we are all about affirmations, and I hope you're inspired. I hope you love it. And then also, we want to tell you can find them at their website because we got so hustled off. You can find them at lovepoweredco.com, and you can find them on Instagram. I believe it's at lovepowered.
Love Powered Co, I think.
Love Powered Co. Okay. They're so cute.
And they're doing a giveaway for you guys.
Yes. So you'll have to enter on Instagram.
Yes.
That'll be so good.
Look for our Instagram post. We'll probably do one or two, and you can enter on like both. We'll make it easy. But yeah, for your own box of affirmations. Super easy. You just follow us, follow them, and that's it. So
maybe say your favorite affirmation.
Ooh, should that be like a bonus?
A bonus entry.
Yeah, if you say like your favorite affirmation, like I am strong or whatever, just tell us your favorite, and that's a bonus entry. I'm telling you guys, this is amazing. Like, oh, you'll want this box.
These girls are amazing. They're so sweet and loving, and just like,
so get ready.
You're gonna walk away so awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
We're here with the ladies of Love Powered. We are so excited that you were able to join us today and hang out on TGL. So welcome.
Thank you.
So for our listeners, I want you to introduce us. So say your name so they know your voice, so we don't always have to be introducing your voices every time.
So I'm Lindy.
And I'm Anna.
Tell us a little bit about your story, how you guys met, and I guess just the Love Powered story.
I actually love how that sounds, the love-powered story. I
Yeah,
love
that
that.
sounds good. Sounds
lovely.
We might borrow it.
Trademark.
Perfect.
ATM. So Lindy here. Anna and I, we met about 4 years ago now. And this was after years of us not meeting, but should have, just missed each other at a party, knew all of the same people, knew about each other, followed each other on social. And we just had such similar backgrounds. We couldn't wait to meet each other. So when we finally did meet, we became friends instantaneously, and we almost instantly knew we wanted to be in business together, which is pretty unheard of. We know now, because as we say that, people are like, that's weird.
Whitney and I have been friends for 17 years, and we just decided to do this together.
Amazing. That's amazing. But what we realized quickly after meeting was that we had such similar backgrounds, but we also had really complementary strengths, which fit well together. So when we started brainstorming ideas, like what do we want to do in business? So both of us, to go back, we both went to school for business. We both had corporate careers in sales and marketing. We both dove right into entrepreneurship. So we had an entrepreneurial background. And we were both itching for something else. We were itching to get started on something that was really meaningful and impactful. We wanted to create something that made a difference in the world, but at the core of it really fit in with our aligned values. And that's kind of where Love Powered, the idea of it started. When we decided exactly what that business was going to look like, we were sitting in Anna's basement and
over a bottle of wine with our little kids running around because they were so young at that time.
Oh yeah. Anna's, I think Maya was like 1.
Yeah, I think she wasn't even walking yet. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So we were sitting in the basement, drinking wine, just talking about life and everything that we were doing in life and what we wished we had in our lives. And so both of us were on these pretty intense personal development, spiritual psychology journeys, I would say. We were listening to podcasts, we were reading these really amazing books, and we were both doing affirmations. And although we came to why we were doing affirmations and how we were doing affirmations in very different ways, the core of it was we really believed in the power of positive self-talk and what it did for our own lives. And we started talking about, well, let's do this for our kids. Let's start this affirmation journey, this affirmation practice with our children when they're at this really young, clean slate, beautifully innocent age. And when we started looking for what was available as a tool to guide us on this affirmation journey with our children, there was not much out there. And so we thought, this is it. This is what's missing. We are craving it. And if we're craving it, there has to be other women, moms, parents out there who are craving it too. And that's when the ideas just started to snowball from there.
Or we said, if they're not craving it, when they see it, they're going to want it, and they're going to want to start practicing it.
For sure. That was the too. We thought we need to create something that is approachable and beautiful and something that the mainstream modern mom just wants to get their hands on and be the gateway into this world that we knew was so impactful in our own lives.
I was just so my first intro to you guys was Whitney, and she was like, you have to look these girls up. They're so amazing. I've been doing affirmations with my daughter because of them for years and years. And so I just kind of started doing my due diligence and my research. And what you said earlier just was so on point with what Whitney and I are trying to do with TGL every day. Awesome girls who want to make the world a better, happier, stronger, more positive place. But you're also badass women who have created a business, who are moms, and who are just killing the game. And so I just want to shout out to you guys. I just think what you guys are doing is so cool. And it's so empowering to women and moms to make their own business, but also make a business that has such a cool impact on people. And I wanted to give you guys a shout out before we dive into and what you're doing and your mission. And so yeah. Little shower of love because I just love it.
Holy shit.
As somebody who I've been practicing affirmations with my child where I probably should have been starting it with myself. But with my child, you 100% hit the nail on the head. There's nothing out there except random posts, maybe from bloggers or magazines. I mean, not even the magazine, the typical stuff I read online about affirmations. So when I found you guys, and then I think you reached out to us first, but like I knew, anyways, it's like a whole thing. But you guys have a beautiful way of presenting affirmations, an easy way to where I was just like in the car with my kid, saying, you're strong, you're beautiful, I was just winging it. But here you guys you created something beautiful for us that's, we can, as someone who loves books
Tangible.
And I want to hold something. I don't love books, but I love to hold books. I can't do the Kindle,
Yeah.
So so what your tactics of like the affirmations you were creating for your littles, your teens, and then your femme boxes?
For sure.
Can I just say something before you answer that question? I want to say that, so when you were rhyming it off with your kids, that's exactly what we were doing too. So my daughter was 8 months old, and just transitioning into motherhood for me was insane. And so I was doing mantras and affirmations with her, but it was helping me in return. So that's exactly when we looked at each other as we're doing this, we're rhyming it off. So other people must want it. But there was something that I was going to say is, a lot of feedback we've received is moms purchasing affirmations for their kids and then realizing I need to do this for myself. So it's such a win-win situation, because it's hard for us to, empower our little ones or inspire our little ones when we're feeling like crap. So it's such a beautiful cycle of we're empowering our kids, but at the same time, we're also seeing the benefits as the parent practicing this. So I just wanted to add that in, but go ahead. Research,
right. So beauty of it is that we do have our own children, and we were practicing these affirmations, making them up on the spot, and we were seeing what worked and what didn't work. One of the things I realized was, as we were rhyming off these affirmations, making them up again on the spot, my kids were saying, I'm brave, I am curious, I am loved. And they would say them like, da-da-da-da-da. They would repeat them. And I knew about the subconscious programming that was taking place, which is, all of the magic. But I also realized that this is a beautiful new vocabulary for these little kids. I want them to be also consciously aware of these words that they're saying. So what we ended up doing was, on the front of every card, it says, what's your power? Because these are the powers we all have within us. Sometimes we just need a little reminder. And when you flip it over, it will say like, curiosity is my power, brilliance is my power, determination is my power. And then we have 3 affirmations that are essentially synonyms of each other. And the reason being is we really wanted our kids to grasp that when they hear one of these words, it's all in and of the same. So for example, I'll just take one here. Uniqueness is my power. I am unique. I am special. I am one of a kind. So in that, kids, when they think I am special, they'll also think I am unique. They kind of group these words together, and it's building this new vocabulary for them. So then it's followed by a power state, perfectly imperfect, flaws and all. I celebrate my unique talents and those of others. I am unique. And then we have 2 questions at the bottom. For example, what is something that makes you magnificently unique, and how does it make you feel? So this is the reflective piece that we love and that we've had more feedback on than probably anything else having to do with these affirmations, is that where they really need to look within, the children, ourselves, the teens, whoever is doing the affirmations. You look within yourself, and you are able to draw upon experiences and feelings and emotions, which 1, connects you deeper to the meaning of the affirmation. And 2, it's a reminder that, okay, I might not feel that power right now, but I did that one time. So that's in me, and I can get back to that place. So if it's courage or something that you're not really feeling in the moment, you can remind yourself, well, I acted in that way, so I do have that in me. So this all kind of came with just practicing with our kids, figuring it out. I know at one point we were looking up the qualities of emotionally intelligent leaders. And I was like writing down every quality, because I was like, this is what I want. This is what we want our kids to become, right? as we were writing them out, we're like, these are qualities we all have access to within us. We're all born this way. We have it within us. We just need to tap into those powers.
Mm-hmm. And then if we look deep into science, I mean, I'm doing a lot of studying of Joe Dispenza right now, and he really talks about how our neural pathways can literally transform by transforming our language.
Mm-hmm.
So just Google positive psychology, you'll see the impact that changing the way we speak to ourselves will literally transform our life.
Definitely. I know, because I'm a nerd. I'm a nurse, and I'm in nurse practitioner school. So I did some research, and MRIs are showing right now that positive affirmations do change those neural pathways, and it actually is affecting the prefrontal cortex of the brain. And there's a lot of research just on affirmations and how and how it's changing, our brains, the benefits of it. So it's definitely
how it actually works. It's not woo-woo magic.
Yeah, right.
Fine.
I want to get back to kind of the beginning. So I have a 1-year-old. She just turned 1. So how do I start this? How do I incorporate this without she's 1. She doesn't know which way is up some days, but how do I start this so that as she starts to understand it, she kind of grows into it?
Of course. So my daughter was 8 months old when we started this company. And then I also have a 15-month-old right now. So if we kind of take it back to science, scientists also say that our subconscious minds are being programmed between the age of 0 to 7. So this is this critical stage where we need to fuel them with words and thoughts and vibrations that are then going to become their belief system. So they're learning from us, they're learning from other caregivers at, daycares and schools and so forth. So when they're so little, I wish we had the littles right here, but literally what I did is I fan, and I still do, is I fan out the cards. So I'll give the example of my 15-month-old right now. And we put characters on these cards. So as they focus on the characters, I'll be pointing to the butterfly, or I'll point to the bunny. I'm keeping her engaged on the characters as I'm reading the words to her. And so right now, as a mom, just focus on the subconscious programming that's happening behind the scenes for her. And so my now 3.5-year-old has grown up with these. So she asks for her superpowers. And so we do them as a practice before her books. She asks for her superpowers. She has, a few of her favorite cards, but she always wants to choose 3 right now. So she gets powers. We fan them out and she goes, universe, universe, universe. What message do you have for me right now, in her little toddler voice? It is the cutest thing ever. Actually, she's not a toddler anymore, but she's a kid anyways. And then she sleeps with her cards. Okay. So it's amazing.
They are pretty soft. They're covered in a velvet lamination. They're pretty soft. I cuddle mine too.
So why just do an example of the kids cards so the listeners can get an idea. So choose a number between 1 and 23.
6.
Yeah, perfect. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the card says, ooh, this is a good one. What's your power? Okay. And maybe I'll let you read the card as if you're reading it to your daughter.
It's blurry. I can't see it.
Hold on. Okay. Oh. Just so they know, we're using Skype where you blur out the background, which we just So it says, empathy is my power. I am empathetic. I am supportive. I am understanding. I consider and appreciate the thoughts and feelings of others. I am empathetic. So with my 15-month-old, I'll just read that and just let it sink in. And then with my 3.5-year-old, I'll ask her the question, can you remember a time when you were empathetic? Now, empathy is a really hard word for a 3.5-year-old. So what Lindy did is created simple definitions that as parents, we can use to explain these powers to our kids. So it says, empathetic, when you put yourself in someone else's shoes, it means that you can see a situation from their perspective, their way of seeing it. Being empathetic means you are able to understand what someone else is going through and you can imagine how they feel.
Wow.
So for this card, I would bust out this definition, explain it to her, and then we would talk about it at 3.5. But Lindy has 6 and 8-year-olds, so she uses them a little bit differently. If you want to kind of go through it.
I think it's just amazing though to see the progression, because my kids were 4 and 6 when we were creating them, and now they're 6 and 8, and just seeing the difference on how they experience these cards. Because the questions at the bottom, I remember Farah, when she was little, I would ask her, she was Maya's age essentially. I would say, can you remember a time when you were courageous? And she'd say, I gave my friend Samantha a hug at school. And I was like, that's awesome. They don't. But the more you're planting seeds and you're starting the conversation, and then the one time I'll never forget, and I'm using courageous because this was the aha moment. I said, can you remember a time when you were courageous? And she said, we were at the cottage and I was standing on the cliff and I was scared to jump off, but I was with my cousins and they said, you can do it. You're safe. You got this. And I jumped into the lake. And I was courageous. And I was like, you get it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of seeing those moments where it clicks.
Yeah.
Yeah. And in the background, we know their subconscious mind is just listening and learning and grasping and sponging it all up all at the same time.
It's like, don't you wish we had this when we were younger? Like, I just can't wait for, if we all started implementing something like this with our kids, I truly think that, we're putting those intentions in their mind, and hopefully they would be less likely to dismiss the harmful things that are going to come to them as they get older, right? With like social media, all those awful like messages. If we put these like great messages in our babies now, hopefully that, can, I don't know, help them block that out. Like that is my goal with doing affirmations. And so again, it's just like, I am so happy to have you guys on because I hope that every mom and dad really thinks about this and sees how much of an impact this can make in their little brains. I'm just like,
I think it's a cool way. I really appreciate the way that you guys are teaching them other words too. So that when they are on the playground and they hear this word, they associate it with these other meanings. And I think that's such a cool teaching kids how to experience emotions in an okay manner and in an accepted manner. And it's just such a thing that we didn't learn. Like I didn't learn the 3 different ways to say unique and one of a kind and associate the power of that. I think that is just such a cool thing to implement, especially in young girls and it's just, because Whitney and I are raising daughters. We both have a daughter, and it's just such a cool thing that we can start so early.
Yeah. And we always say like the reason why, well, I'll use myself as an example, is instead of, having to unfuck ourselves as we're, in our 30s and our 40s, 50s, starting these personal development journeys, we can start with the clean slate. Like going back to what Lindy said at the beginning is, so it's different. So as adults, we're using them for different reasons and kind of, transforming limiting beliefs or anxiety or whatever has kind of followed us throughout our lives. Whereas our kids, we're building that solid foundation. So it's a win-win for all. Maybe you girls should choose your own cards. Wait.
I know, and we want to dive into the Fem box. That would be fun. Let's each pick a card, and then we can
choose your favorite number again.
What you go first?
23. Whit. Is that a number in that box?
Perfect.
Okay. Can you see
I can
it?
now. Confidence is my power. I am confident. I am powerful. I am fearless. I see every challenge as an opportunity to expand and grow. I am confident.
I feel like this one is something Whitney needed today. You were just talking about, I'm going to speak for you because we're best friends. She was just talking to me about how she just feels like the universe is against her right now. She's having a few hard days. And we were just like, I was trying to encourage her that like she is strong and she's going to get through this. And like that card just like,
oh, I love it.
You are strong. You are confident. You are powerful. I love that. That hit.
The other part of this that we always talk about is this self-love journey. What we're realizing, what we read about, it is a journey. It is not a destination. We all have bad days. We all have bad moments. We practice affirmations. We do the work, but you have bad moments. And this just helps you to get out of it more
Definitely.
quickly.
It's so easy. We talk about it's so easy to go to the negative. And that's where I feel like literally, you know, in the universe, you feel like it's just like one thing after another, and you're just like, oh my gosh, it's so easy to go negative. But I told my mom as I was driving home from taking my kid to school, I was like, we are podcasting with these ladies that literally they're all about positivity and affirmations. And I was like, this is what I need, because it truly,
If that wasn't the best
yeah, it
timing.
truly can make a difference. And it can just take your mindset and switch it from just being negative Nancy all day to being, you know, positively Posey.
I love it. You know what? And just sitting down and journaling some things you're grateful for. Because I mean, that's what we tend to forget is, you know, we're focused on big goals and dreams and the future. But when we just sit down and focus on what's amazing right now amongst the shitstorm, we find so many things to be grateful for. So, you know, try that today too, and just sit down, write down 15 things you're grateful for, and do affirmations, and then let's do
then
it.
I'll be all then I will be all set, hopefully my days.
Have a glass
Yes.
while you're doing it. A warm glass of Cabernet Sauvignon can help too.
Oh yeah. But I will say, like, Tuesday I had such a bad day and I was so grumpy, and it's like we're human. We all have these moments. And so just having those tools in your toolkit to snap you out of those bad days quicker is kind of the name of the game. You know, it's not like we're not going to have grumpy moments because we're practicing affirmations. We will, but how can we get out of it faster? And same for our kids. You know what? Life is life and it's not easy. So how can we help them get through these situations much faster?
And I love it that you guys are best friends, because you probably feel the same way. Like, we snap each other out of it sometimes. Like, I'll have a bad day and Whitney's like, your baby's healthy, you have a great marriage, you love your husband, you have a warm house. And I'm like, you're right. Quinn might have the flu, Adam might be annoying me, but like, you're right. This is all right. And like, I think that's such a cool thing. Like, when we're both doing affirmations in our marriage, in our friendship, like, we can encourage each other and help bring each other out of those with the use of all that too. Like, it's just such a good tool to have, I think. I love it.
It's our turn.
My turn. Okay. I'm going to go with 11.
Ooh, my favorite number.
It's my daughter's birthday. I love it.
Of what month?
September.
Oh, amazing. And my daughter's June 11th.
I'm June 8th. We're Geminis together.
Learn Geminis because she's giving me a run for my money.
Oh, you could probably talk to my mom about that too. I still apologize for some of my Gemini behavior as a child.
She's so hilarious, but she's such a firecracker. Like, she's so easy to make laugh. So she'll be laughing, and then the next minute she's just mad. I'm like, ah!
Geminis are double faced, right? Or like double, right? Yeah, personalities.
Talk. I need to learn from you.
Okay, Kristen.
Intuition is my power. I am intuitive. I am insightful. I am aware. I clear my mind, open my heart, and I trust my inner guidance. I am intuitive.
Do you feel intuitive?
Okay. I feel like that's kind of hitting me. I have like an Instagram post going later, and it's kind of about that. And I'm like, okay. I love these. I'm literally getting myself some the second we get off this.
It's definitely a practice you can add into your self-care routine. I have a self-care routine, and I consider this part of, I don't know, my self-care. So, you know, obviously you can add these in like AM, PM. You can do these at dinner with your kids. How else do you guys, you know, add in self-care? Like, what else besides affirmations are you doing right now for self-care?
I love Anna's answer to this right now.
What is that?
It's that I'm a mom of two little kids, and my self-care practice is what it is. So,
yeah. Well, it's cool that you say that, because that was my summer answer. Now the girls are both in school.
So you're like, oh,
I have so much time. So I need to up my game. Like, it's not an excuse anymore.
So I recently started yoga again, and it made me realize how much I need it in my life every second of the day for mind, body, spirit. And one of the things we always talk about, it's actually a card in our deck, is breathe, move, gratitude. So having a breath work practice, whether it's 5 minutes of meditation in the morning or whenever you need it, and then the second one is move. So however you can move your body. for me, that is the best self-care I have ever found in my life. If I go for a run, I'm instantly, any anxiety or stuck emotion is just dissolved. My brain is clear, my mind is fresh, and the gratitude. So we could come back to gratitude 1,010 different times and ways, but gratitude for us is everything. And we've started a practice in my house that when we sit down at the dinner table, nobody takes a bite until we say our gratitudes. And so we start with somebody different each night, but we say, I am grateful for. And again, watching the progression of little kids to now, bigger kids is unbelievable. So the first things that they're saying that what they're grateful for is, my new video game or my toy or whatever it is very superficial. And last night, my son said, I want to start, which is not usually the case. And he said, I'm really grateful for my mom that does everything for us. She makes our beds, she cleans up, and she makes us dinner every single night. And my dad was like, his dad was like, Jaden, this is nice of you. Anyway, and that is not a typical thing that he would say. So watching these things and hearing them say it, it's another self-care practice I think is just priceless.
You know what?
That is really cool.
That's amazing. So my husband, I don't cook. And yesterday, because my husband's traveling, Maya goes, Mommy, are you going to cook? I'm like, we might be eating soup that grandma last and that I froze. Oh yeah, literally.
So I have a question for you personally. What is your two either most used, favorite, most needed affirmation?
Oh, I can tell you off the spot. So how I got into affirmations, I was going through a really tough time in my life. I was in my teens, my 20s. I started struggling with really intense anxiety. I was having panic attacks to the point that I was at university and I just didn't want to go to school. I didn't want to go to class. It was really debilitating. And I was put on these medications, which did the opposite effect. Not saying that medication isn't good for some people. For me, whatever the case, it was terrible. And until I learned to retrain how I was speaking to myself, because at the core of it all, I would just go on this runaway freight train of negative self-talk that would just put me into a hole. Until I learned to shift that, that's really when the anxiety started to subside. And that coincided with my affirmation practice. So what I had learned was you take your most self-limiting beliefs and you replace it with the antithesis of, and you put an I am beside it, in front of it. So my most self-limiting beliefs were, the first one was that I have anxiety. It was like the biggest barrier in my life. It made me put up walls. I wouldn't move forward in certain aspects of my life because I had anxiety and I was fearful of what would come. So I replaced that with I am peace. So my whole mantra, I won't go into all of it, but my mantra that I still to this day, I use it for comfort. I use it to bring me into the present moment. So this is it. I am peace. I am brilliant. I am healthy and wealthy. I am safe. I am loved. I am protected. Thank you for my blessings. And I can say it again and again and again and again. And I love it.
I love that too, as someone who suffers from anxiety. So I appreciate that.
I love what you just said, though, about taking what you conceive as your biggest weakness, flipping it to the antithesis and adding I am in front of it. And I think that's such a cool and really easy and tangible way to do it. Yeah. I love that.
Amazing. For me, I always come back to this one because I'm just so type A and I like to go, go, go. And, it's just trusting that right now is exactly where I'm meant to be. And it's not further ahead. It's not, somewhere else. It is right now. So that trust factor, and trusting that all is well and all is as is meant to be right now. So the trust card is, I'm trusting, I am open, I am unguarded, I let go, I let love, and I trust. I am trusting. So you have to trust you that you are exactly where you are right now.
I feel like this is therapy in a box.
I know, I'm like, tell me more about everything.
Thanks for taking that too. Therapy in a box, TM.
I mean,
Facebook app there. Thank
you. It
you.
really is, though. I'm not kidding you. I mean, I go to a therapist and I'm sitting here like, I'm like, let's use these cards in therapy. But if people can't afford therapy, if people can't, or maybe they don't want to go to therapy, this is a really great way to just start like digging in. So I'm totally promoting it.
I know. I'm like, can we turn the recorder off and can you guys just talk to me for the next 3 hours? I'll go get some wine and we'll just sit here go through all the cards.
Oh, you guys come visit us in Toronto?
We would have so much fun. All right, so let's talk about your business is booming. I mean, we obviously love it. And I know you've been featured on like Huffington Post and Parents Today, lots of different. Jillian Harris, love her. So
Huffington Post, I'm like obsessed.
I know. What tips do you have for women who are wanting to start a business, entrepreneurs? What are your few tips you can give them?
Well, I think first and foremost is just do it, right? Like if you have something in your heart and it's on your mind, it's in your soul, just go for it. There will never, ever, ever be a perfect time to start something. We started this business probably in the worst time ever. And we just decided to go for it and figure it out. And so that's tip number one, is just go for it. Tip number two is everything is figure outable, as Marie Forleo says. It's like, you know what?
True.
Business is mostly like a large percentage of solving problems.
Mm-hmm.
And so just do it, go for it, and then solve later.
That is you in a nutshell. That's it. I would also say make sure you're surrounding yourself with people who lift you up, light you up, are giving you, the positivity you need, because there is a lot of fear and doubt and insecurity that goes into starting something new. And if you're surrounded by people who are cheering you on, it makes it a whole lot easier.
You guys are such a perfect example of just start, because you, like you've mentioned, like you had young kids. Most people would have been like, wait until they're at least in school, wait until they're in high, like this is not the right time. But I think that you guys are the perfect example of just do it.
Just do it.
Just do it.
Like Nike was onto something.
Yeah. You can't trademark that one. I'm very sorry.
Right. The other thing too, I was going to say is ask. I mean, oftentimes women have trouble asking, and I have zero trouble for asking. So yesterday I had a genius idea. I'm like, you know what? Like, can I swear?
You can swear.
I know. I'm
the
like,
whole time.
I'm like, fuck it. We need to scale even more. Like, let's get into Target. Let's create a different product for Costco. Like, we need scale. So I jumped onto LinkedIn. For whatever reason, I was connected to this guy who's a buyer for Costco. I'm like, hey, Anna Lozano, co-founder of Love Powered Co. Just curious if you can send me your email. I'd love to pitch you our product. He's like, oh, I'm not, literally 5 minutes later, I'm not the right person, but here, contact this person at Costco who's a buyer for the division that we'd be looking to. Yes. So okay, done for today. Let's bother some people at Target.
Amazing. You guys would do so well at Target.
So well.
I can like picture exactly where your cards would be in Target. I'm like, I know exactly where they
For sure. Target, 100%. Costco, we were a little bit like, but there's definitely possibility. They are massive scale. Yeah. So you know what? Why not? No, we're looking like expansion mode in the States is our core priority right now.
Yeah, you get it down here to the States. We need it down here. Trust me. We're a shit show.
You can tell. US needs some help, some affirmation.
I mean, I love it here, but we need some help.
Listen.
Yeah. All right.
Oh my gosh.
Kristen, go ahead. Let's do our favorite segment here.
It's Yay and Nay with Whit and Kay.
Oh, shit.
Woo! So, like we talked about earlier, it's your favorite thing you're loving and hating. And Whitney kind of touched on this earlier, and we talked about this in our last podcast. We have the hardest time with our yays. And we started thinking, like, why do we have such a hard time thinking of the good things? And you guys touched on it, right? 15 things. So I'm so excited to hear your yays, because you're going to encourage us to just
think of a nay, actually. I'm like, I love this and I love it. I like to think of all this stuff I love, but like, what do I not like?
Let's try it. Oh my gosh.
It could be anything. It could be like you tried like the coffee at the store, this random coffee shop, and it sucked. I mean, anything you want.
Or you don't like that Kylie and Travis just broke up.
Okay, yay. We just got the new it's Fresh Food Full Hearts cookbook by Jillian Harris and Fresh Nutrition. And it's signed.
Oh, stop. Love
so we're super excited about this. It has a pink pasta dish. It's just gorgeous, and I just love it. And this is yay for me right now.
100% yay.
I just want to get it. Yeah.
I love cookbooks. I could read them like real books. Just sit down. Oh, they're the best.
I love it.
Yay. Oh, my yay. Yay. I'm loving CBD oil for sleep, because seriously, when you have 2 monitors beside your head, like, how can you sleep?
Yeah.
Yay.
Love me some CBD.
Nay. Do we have to say something nay?
I don't know.
Nay.
Gotta pick an A. It could be a positive nay.
Nay, I really hate winter, and I live in Canada, and it's coming fast and furious.
Yeah.
Like,
It was really cold this morning.
Yeah.
We turned out
But we're
heat.
coming to California in 2 weeks, so
Yes.
let's enjoy.
Fun.
Oh my god.
Where are you going?
Where are you guys going?
LA.
LA.
Nice. I'm in San Diego, so not too far.
Yeah.
My sister's there. I love it. You're so lucky. Nay. I can't think of anything. Oh my gosh. Okay, nay. I hate when you buy a bottle of wine that's recommended. I'm looking at a bottle of wine that I didn't like. That was recommended, and you come home and you're excited and you go to drink it and it's not what you were expecting. I'm like, I should have stuck with my good
What
old.
I knew. That is a good nay, because that's a true nay.
You had experience last week. Yeah.
I honestly,
I know.
it's like I don't sway. I don't like try. I can't like go off the path because it pisses me off so bad. Like that is such a relevant nay for me. Oh my God. Okay. So the last and final thing, obviously we can tell you two are best friends. We're best friends. We always love to ask, what is the best piece of advice that you've received from your best friend?
I have one that I think of all the time. And Anna, being the person who has no fear in asking any question, her quote is, if you don't ask, it's always a no. And she has pushed me out of my comfort zone in so many ways. And now I feel like I have no fear in asking anymore.
Yay, that's great.
It's a beautiful thing.
Oh, from Lindy. So I'm more kind of like the mindful bitch. Like I'm the one where if I'm pissed,
I'm stealing. That is
Trademark.
the best thing.
Wait, what's your honey quote?
Oh, you get more bees with honey than you do with vinegar, honey.
One on the phone, like with the phone company. I'm like, fuck you. You've wasted my time. It's been 60 minutes. And Lindy's like, you're not going to get anything. Like, you got to be.
So needless to say, I do all the customer service.
Yeah. I can see that. I can 100% see that, but it's like your tone, Lindy. It's like, I can just tell. That's amazing.
And she's like, that's just the real her, right? So I'm like, I'm learning the honey side of things. It's been great too.
So I feel like that is me because I'm the like attorney and I'm like, fuck this. But I'm also the one that's like, if we don't ask, like I'm the one who sends all the DMs. I'm like, it can't hurt to like DM like Kim Kardashian and ask her if she wants to be on the podcast. Like,
but here's what's funny, Kristen. At the very beginning, we have one of our first episodes. Kristen had a really hard time sending out the randoms. She didn't like to be rejected. So this is like, we've come a long way in 6 months. Kristen now is just like, you know what? Let's write Donald Trump. Like, let's do it, you know?
By the way, if you get like Kim or Jessica Alba or Sarah Blakely, hey, hook us up, eh? We love
share.
Or Oprah, of course. We'll share.
Yes, we will.
Contact
100%. If we get Oprah on here.
Let's make a deal. If either of us get Oprah, we share.
Pinky promise. Done.
Pinky promise.
Pinky over Skype.
Well, it has been an absolute joy. We're coming to Toronto. I'm booking it. Thank you guys for joining us and giving our readers so many good things.
Readers, listeners. You can tell she's a blogger. At heart. Blogger turned podcaster.
You gave them so many good nuggets and so much good, just like good feelings. I love it.
We feel the same with you girls,
Yeah,
too.
thanks for having us.